Since the beginning of time, the age-long argument has been whether man gets to control his future or not. The answer is yes and no. Man gets to control his future by the choices he makes. As an individual, a third party can alter the future of another man by changing his choice slightly. Even if a choice is made a few minutes or a few seconds earlier, this results in a whole new story for the individual and the people who his choice affects. I am one of the watchers missed the part. Join me as we search the multiverse to see how one man's choice can completely change another man's life trajectory. Before we begin this video, I would like to say that now you might be able to see some small things start connecting from other previous uploads, and that is why I made a reboot as of Season 1. The story will be a little bit connected, so I do want you to brace yourself. For those who love one-off stories, I'm still doing that, so don't worry. But I also want to have some fun myself, and I rarely get that when connecting stories. I've never really done that before. I can be completely honest. I don't really do it because I know a lot of you enjoy the one-offs, but right now I'm doing a little bit of connecting, not too much, just a little bit. So I hope you enjoy, but do make sure to subscribe, like, share, and turn those notifications on so you and your friends are all up to date with the latest content. Well, let's get into it, guys. I'm just going to really enjoy this video. Peter Parker walked along the street with Aunt May, excitedly chatting about his day. Aunt May was talking about Peter's obsession for Tony Stark was eventually going to pay off, as the Avenger was surely considered his application to the intern at Stark Industries. Peter smiled and noted that despite his best efforts, Tony Stark did not seem to notice him. Besides, it seemed as if Tony Stark had found a better candidate to intern. May dismissed the thought immediately, noting that there was no one better than her Peter. However, Parker said that he would keep on trying to get Tony Stark to intern him. However, he had paused for now, especially as the Avengers had now broken up, due to Steve Rogers' instincts to defy the government. As they walked, suddenly a man stepped out of the shadows and pointed a gun at Peter and May. Peter and May webbed their hands in surrender, kneeling in fright. Before the man could advance, a web pinned his hand to the wall. May appeared shocked, though Peter was indifferent. In front of them stood Spider-Man, the YouTube hero everyone seemed to love. Mobius stepped into the dark room, unsurprised to see Loki, focused on the Darkhold. This Loki was from a reality where he had killed Thor. Thanks to Mobius, he had since gifted Loki the Darkhold for Loki to use and bring more of their plans into fruition. This Loki was now Dark Loki. Mobius asked Dark Loki whether he had any luck channeling powers from these new realities. Dark Loki noted that the power he was channeling was not enough. The TVA of Mobius's reality, Reality 444, had pruned one of the realities Mobius had created. This reality, which I was referring to as Reality 1080, was created from Reality 002, when Dark Loki had murdered Thor and sided with Thanos. The other reality that had been pruned by the Celestial Arhim, in this reality 780, Dark Loki used the Darkhold to influence Thanos into attacking the Celestials, creating Reality 1081. With Reality 1081 and 1080 now pruned and destroyed, there was only one reality left for Dark Loki to channel power from, but he needed that timeline to solidify before the Time Variancy Authority pruned it and the reality disappeared. That was Reality 1082, and created from Reality 344, when Mobius had ensured Shang-Chi becoming the Ghost Rider. Mobius bit his lips and informed Loki to keep on with the spells. He was going to find a way to keep Reality 1082 alive, and he knew just the guy to use. As soon as Ned arrived at school, Peter punched his arm. Ned immediately asked Peter why he did that. Peter noted that Ned allowed Aunt May to see Spider-Man, and now she was convinced the YouTube superhero existed. Ned noted that Aunt May would never find out about his secret identity, or the fact that Peter was helping him. Peter noted that because Ned was bitten by a mutant spider, and was now the Spider-Man, didn't mean he had to be reckless. Just like when Tony Stark had recruited Ned Leeds to fight against Steve Rogers' faction during the Sokovia Accords issue. Ned noted that he saw an opportunity to save the world and he took it. Besides, as soon as he got his powers, he told Peter, who immediately developed web shooters for him. However, it seemed as if Peter was trying to shield him from the hero he was meant to be. Peter tried to explain such was not his intentions, but Ned walked away, dejected. Peter had never seen the school counselor before, but today he had sat in her office. He spoke freely, telling her how he truly felt about Ned. Honestly, all he ever wanted was a chance to intern with Tony Stark, and Ned stole that opportunity away from him when he became Spider-Man. If only. Ned stepped into the classroom and the students stopped to look at him briefly. Michelle Jones sarcastically laughed and Liz Allen seemed excited. Ned had quit the decathlon team a while ago. Today he seemed to be the prodigal son. They had a good time practicing until Peter stepped in. From Ned's expression, it was very clear Ned was upset with Peter. In seconds, they were all blasted to the floor by a sudden force. The students were hurled to a corner while Mobius walked around with his time stick. He kept on counting, talking aloud about how Spider-Man was late. Peter had noticed that Ned was not around, which was good. Ned would come and save them. In seconds, Spider-Man stood behind Mobius. "Welcome, Ned," Mobius said. All the students opened their mouths wide in shock. Ned immediately asked how Mobius knew, and Mobius said that he did his research. However, it was only harder for him since, in every dimension he visited, Peter was Spider-Man. The revelation shocked Ned, who asked what he meant. Mobius immediately laughed and noted that in every dimension, Peter Parker became Spider-Man. Ned was the Spider-Man in this dimension, only because Mobius had changed the timeline of another dimension. And in this dimension, he was not meant to exist, meaning everyone here would be erased from existence by his friends soon. Mobius offered Ned a place with him, so that Ned would remain Spider-Man no matter what happened. Peter immediately stepped in, trying to convince Ned not to do it. In anger, Ned used his web shooters to throw a chair towards Parker. The chair impaled Peter to the wall. Peter died shortly after. His eyes opened wide in shock, and with that, Mobius smiled and opened a time door, pulling Ned in with him. Ned sat down in shock as Mobius and Dark Loki discussed their next line of action. Peter dying in reality 1082 solidified that reality. Now, Dark Loki could channel it. When Dark Loki asked Mobius why he was making all these sacrifices, he said that his wife and daughter deserved it. Meanwhile, Ned remained on the floor, reimagining the death of his best friend over and over again. And that is going to be what if Ned Leeds had became Spider-Man in the MCU. I definitely want to take a different version to the storyline because this version kind of just serves the purpose to the Season 1 Episode 11 story. But we could definitely take another look at the story in the future, just like what I did with What If Harry Osborn Was Bit by the Spider in Spider-Man 2002. But I really enjoyed doing the storyline. The storyline really seems interesting, a lot of twists and turns, that is for sure, a lot of different realities. I will have all the links in the description down below, so you can check out all the videos that kind of lead up to this event. So, that being said, what other what ifs would you like to see? If you guys do enjoy these videos and want to stay all up to date with the latest content, do make sure to subscribe, like, share, and turn those notifications on. That being said, thanks for tuning in, and have a wonderful day.